Good morning, traders. Welcome to the market color for today, the 25th of November 2024. We're excited to have you all here during this period of this market color. My name is CJ, and I'm going to be running you through the following pairs as we get insights for the day and for the week. We're going to be starting off with the dollar index, which we call Dixie, and then we'll proceed to Euro USD, GBP USD, the gold against the dollar, which is XAU USD. And then we're going to be looking at the yen basket, GBP JPY, and Euro JPY during this period. Good morning, everybody who is right here on this call on Zoom and on YouTube. Good morning, Jemani. Good morning, Noni Media. Good morning, Moyo. Sorry, Olua. Good morning, Dorothy, Petra, and every other person who is here on this call. We're going to be proceeding straight with the analysis on the Dixie. Very interesting week we are looking out for or looking up to on the Dixie. Just a minute, so I'll share my screen. All right, so I hope you can see my screen right now. Okay. So for the Dixie, we've been seeing the resumption in the buy trend since the last couple of days since the US election. We've also seen a clear break of market structure in the just concluded week. It was much clearer this last week than the week before last. So now that it's looking very clear, we are sure and very certain that the Dixie is trading to the upside, okay? So now that it's at this level, we could look forward to some retracement if that plays out, and then we could take some shots and then continue the trade to the upside. If you're looking at this part, we'll see that this other liquidity point has not been grabbed just yet. It has not been grabbed as we would prefer, because what we want to see is, what we want to see is a break and a clear close of market around that level. Now it's looking like it has done that as at last week. That was what we were saying earlier. The last week candle gave us that clear break of structure. So the next liquidity point that we'll be looking out for on the dollar index would be all these places right above here. Okay, so these are the next set of liquidity points that we'll be looking out for on the Dixie. So there's all right, so that is that on the Dixie, okay? Let's look at it on the daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, we've not seen any clear break of structure yet to the downside, even though this new week opened with a gap to the downside. We're going to see that gap on the hourly time frame when we get there. But for what we're seeing now, there is no clear break at this moment. So we're going to keep going long on the Dixie until we see that clear break of structure on the hourly time frame to the downside before we change our buyer. So Dixie is still a long. We're still seeing longs on the Dixie. Let's look at 4-hour time frame. You can see the gap I spoke about on the 4-hour time frame. So we're seeing that the Dixie violently broke that gap and also broke some minor structure around that level. Look at the structure right here. The structure right here. This structure was broken to the downside. What I'm expecting to happen is for the Dixie to go out and fill up this imbalance or this volume gap, at least to 50% of it. And then we might see some continuous sales to the downside on the Dixie. So this is what I'm expecting. Price to return here and then continue selling off, because the Dixie is looking overpriced at the moment. We would need to see it retrace a little more before it continues the buy to the upside, okay? So this is what we're looking out for on Dixie today. You look at it on the 1-hour time frame, it looks much more clearer. Look at the gap here. We're expecting it to trade into this level and then sell off some more, okay? So this is our outlook on the Dixie. We're looking out for a retracement at least from today into Wednesday. From today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're looking out for retracements on the Dixie, which is it sells to the downside for the dollar index. Okay, so that is my outlook on the dollar index. Now let's look at other foreign currency, starting off with Euro USD as we proceed in this market column. Now for Euro USD, doing the opposite of the Dixie, it had a jump to the upside. Here it is on the weekly time frame, having broken this structure to the downside. All the point of interest that we drew out, Euro USD just kept breaking them from this place here, broke this guy, now it has broken this low right here. Now, the only places that are remaining for Euro USD to trade into would be all these levels at this point here, all the way to this downside here. Okay, so these are the points of interest for Euro USD. So at this point, that it has taken out all these lows, it has taken out the low of 2023. Okay, that is something we should pay attention to, seeing that the low of 2023 has been broken. Look at it right here. I think it was formed in September 2023. This is where 2023 started in January. Look at January right here. Now, seeing that it has broken all the lows and taken out the low of 2023, this is going to form a good place for a retracement, because this look to have been the objective all the while price kept trading to the downside. So at this point, we might expect some retracement and then a continuation to the downside. So let's look at the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we were seeing that there is not so deep a retracement that has occurred on Euro USD all the while. It has been trading to the downside. So at this point, when we see break of structure on 4-hour time frame, we'll be looking to buy it all the way to maybe the beginning of this last sell trend. Okay, there is an order block right here. So if that break of structure on the lower time frame should hold, we will be looking to see Euro USD trade to some deeper premium levels before continuing the sell to the downside. So look at it right here. There's a volume gap, but there's been no break of structure yet. Even on the 1-hour time frame, there's been no break of structure yet. So at this point, I'll just want to watch and see what's going to play out on Euro USD before I take decision on where I'm headed. But that with what I'm seeing currently, break of structure has taken out the low of 2023. There's almost no more liquidity. That's very close to the current price point, which is at 1.04643. Now we're expecting it to retrace back to some discount, some premium level before it continues selling. So for Euro USD, I'm more of a buy, at least to the my bias is more of a buy, at least to the first half of this week. So I was just watching to see, once everything's looking clear, I've seen my entry confirmations and the direction that the market is going. By seeing a break of structure on 4 hours or 1 hour time frame, I'll be willing to go long on Euro USD. So I'll take it again. My bias on Euro USD is a buy, but I'm waiting for some confirmation before I pull the trigger. Now on GBP USD, okay, on GBP USD, we've seen that GBP USD has not even taken out the low of 2023 yet. Okay, so it's doing quite the opposite of what the other guys are doing. Because for the GBP USD, the low of 2023 is still far. I think somewhere here. Okay, so it's still far from it. So it gives me some room for some reasons for concern that GBP USD still has a long way to go when the sell resumes, because others are taking out the low of 2023 and the high of 2023 respectively. So for GBP USD, it hasn't. So it's giving me some concern that when another round of sell resume on foreign currencies like Euro USD and another round of buy resumes on the dollar, we will be seeing GBP USD sell massively to take out this low at 1.18093. Okay. However, for this week, we're seeing that it has taken out the low of July, which is right here. Okay, this is even the low of the year. It has not taken out the low of this year. It has just taken out the low of July. Seeing that it has grabbed that liquidity, we might see some retracement and then continuation to the downside. Let's take a look at it on the daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, it has clearly taken out these liquidity points right here. So this is what is informing our decision to take some buys on GBP USD to the upside. However, I would want you all to take note of this level right here. Okay. And because I'm spotting a left shoulder around here, okay, and then this guy seems to be the sweep, and then there was a break of structure, and price hasn't returned here yet, but it has even given an inducement right here. So I'm expecting that if GBP USD will continue selling, maybe later on this week, before it starts buying, it may sell into this place and then buy a little more. But if it doesn't do that, then we're expecting the buy all the way to at least these levels right here before the sell continuation, because this is where the last round of sales started from. Okay, let's look at it on the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, it has not broken structure yet to the upside. So I'm still looking to see what's going to happen on GBP USD. But with the outlook I'm seeing on GBP USD, it's giving me another concern that GBP USD might sell off while the others start to stall before they all start buying. I mean, Euro USD, that's what the others that I'm referring to. So with what I'm looking at on GBP USD, we might see one round of sell to this level right here before the buy starts. Okay. So this is what I'm looking out for on GBP USD, something like this, and then a continuation to the downside all the way. Okay. So if you're looking at your chart currently, seeing this volume imbalance, we might see some short of GBP USD into this level because we're seeing liquidity calling GBP USD to this level. Let's look at it on the 1-hour time frame. Okay. On the 1-hour time frame, it's looking pretty clearer. Let's check 15. Yes, on the 15-minute time frame, it's now much more clearer. So from what we're seeing currently at start of the New York London session today on GBP USD, we're expecting that it's going to sell off into that region that we just highlighted on the 1-hour and on the 4-hour time frame. So currently, can wait for a retest of GBP USD to this level right here, and then we'll be looking to go short. Okay, so let me draw this out. Yeah. Okay. So if this plays out, then we'll be looking to short GBP USD from this level all the way to at least grab this low before it continues to sell. Or someone just pointed our attention to a shoulder pattern on the 4-hour time frame, but yeah, it's looking pretty much clear on the 4-hour time frame right here. Let me highlight it. Okay, so this is the level right here. So there's another pattern right here that GBP may play out if it eventually trades all the way to the upside. Okay, so these are levels that we're looking out for. There's a box pattern to the downside, there's a box pattern to the upside. Whichever level GBP falls into, we can just set our traps around those regions and then allow it to play. Okay, so for GBP I'm looking to see it in a short while, we trade into this level and then sell off a little all the way to this level we've marked here. And once it does that, we can take off our positions, allow it to trade into that 4-hour shoulder right here, okay, and then sell off here. So we might see something like this instead. Okay, so if it sells into this level first and it starts buying, this level right here may be the next level to send it back downward. So this is what we're seeing. GBP is selling into 1.24350 and then back to 1.26750 or 850, then all the way down. So if it buys into this level here instead, we'll look to sell it off from here to the downside. But if it sells, we'll look to sell it into here and then maybe buy it back into this level. I hope what we are sharing is making sense. So there are three setups showing up on GBP USD as it stands. First is this immediate setup right here. Okay, this immediate setup right here. Once you're able to, if GBPUSD is able to retrace into this level, we'll short it all the way to the downside. Okay, that's the first setup. The second setup is GBPUSD trading into this left shoulder on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, and then we buy it back upwards. All right, and then the third setup is GBPUSD trading into this level right here, and then we sell it downwards. Okay, so I would advise you to mark all these levels on your charting platform so that when price finally gets into any of these our points of interest, will be going in the direction that we already analyzed so far. Okay, that is that for GBP/USD. Now for gold against the dollar. Okay. Now for gold against the dollar, we are seeing gold doing pretty much what we're expecting the other guys to do this week. Gold has already done it way ahead. So gold took out the low of October 2024, and then we saw that sharp retracement back upwards. Let's look at it from the weekly time frame. Okay, so you can see where gold traded into right here, this fair value gap around this level, and then it sent it back up. Okay. Now, with what we're looking at in the market, if we see the resumption on the dollar, the resumption of the dollar in terms of the buy momentum, we would see gold selling off strongly all the way to the downside. So gold looks to be trading independent of what other dollar-related pairs are doing at the moment. So it's good we analyze it independently. Okay. Now, I do not think clearly that the dollar is driving the market at this point. The dollar is looking to be stalling. So other foreign currencies and assets like gold are trading independent of what the dollar is doing. So for gold at this moment, you can see that it also traded back into this fair value gap. And then it's looking to be resuming the sell back again. Okay, so seeing this clear break of structure on the daily time frame on gold, we'll need to see it continuously sell all the way to the downside. If you're looking at it from the 4-hour time frame, time frame, gold is still looking like a sell. Okay, it's still looking much more like a sell. At this point, we just need to wait for some retracement before we hop on the sell for gold. So if you're looking at, let's switch to the 1-hour time frame. Okay, the levels I'll be expecting gold to trade to is this level right here. At least to fill up 50% of this fair value gap once the retracement starts. And this should, and then maybe I'll fill up the entire fair value gap before selling to the downside. That is one point of interest. Then another is this breaker block right here. So we might see some deeper retracement. If that plays out, then we'll be seeing gold all the way here before selling to the downside. So these are my 2 points of interest for gold. I'm looking to short gold today, but as it stands for this London session first, I'm looking to see some retracement and then a sell-off to the downside. A retracement either to this fair value gap and an old low right here, or a retracement to this breaker block right here, and then gold will continue to sell to the downside. So these 2 places are my point of interest for the sell on gold. First, then second. Okay, so I'll just be watching out to see what is going to play out on gold. Knowing how volatile gold is, I would rather wait for a confirmation when it gets into any of these 2 places before I take my position. Okay, so I would advise you to do the same. So these are the 2 things we are expecting to play out on gold. If you look at it on the 15 minutes time frame, it's even more clearer. It's a huge fair value gap here, and then the breaker block right here. Okay, so this is my outlook on gold. And then for the yen basket, now the yen basket has been ranging within this particular price point, and it has not broken below, neither has it broken clearly above. But then my outlook on the yen basket is for it to resume its buy to the upside all the way upward. So I'm seeing that it is consolidating around this level. We might see just one more push to violate all these lows, because that is kind of the things that happens in the market when we see consolidations like this. There are so many names that it is called, but we might see one more push. Let me just explain it in the simplest term possible. We might see one more push from the dollar basket index or the dollar basket to clear all these lows and then try to resume to the upside. If it doesn't do that, then we just see a breakout and then a continuation. So either of these two, we're just looking at yen basket in a range, and we're expecting it to break out anytime soon. So if you're looking at, we should be looking at other dollar, sorry, we should be looking at the yen related pairs so that we can also get clear direction on where they are headed. Now, starting off with GBP yen, we're seeing that GBP yen is currently at this level and has broken out, just like Euro JPY a couple of days ago. Now, for GBP JPY, it broke it, then returned to this level. If you remember last week, I think, yeah, that was last week, we said we were looking to sell GBP JPY from this level. It actually sold, but we sold Euro JPY instead. And I think Euro JPY covered about 150 pips or thereabout. I can't remember now. But for GBP JPY, we wanted to also sell it, but we chose Euro JPY for the reasons that the yen was way much stronger compared to the euro when you put all the foreign assets in a table. So euro was way weaker than GBP, and so we chose to sell the weaker pair against the stronger pair, okay? So that was what we expected, and it played out on GBP JPY. Now for this week, we are looking at GBP JPY from the 4-hour time frame. We've seen that it has broken structure clearly. So all we're just expecting or waiting for is a retracement and then a continuation to the downside. Because we've seen that the retracement looks to have formed clearly, you can draw your FIB tool and then look around here. You see a fair value gap somewhere here. Yes, here. Okay, so we might see GBP JPY trade into this level here, and then we would continue selling it all the way to downside. So this is what we're expecting on GBP JPY, okay? Trade spent into here, and then we'll continue selling it to the downside. While the yen is still dividing around the same place, GBP JPY is looking much more clearer in terms of the direction. Now for Euro JPY, we're expecting pretty much the same thing. If you feel this same level from the high here to when it broke out to this low, you see a fair value gap around 61.8 region and an old high, an old low around that level. Okay, so I'm expecting Euro JPY to trade into this level right here, and then I'll continue selling it to the downside. So this is my outlook on the yen pairs. For the yen basket generally, we're seeing it not giving clear direction, mostly because of what the dollar is doing. When you put all the basket of the yen related pairs together, the dollar is like the weightiest amongst all of them. So for that reason, we're seeing the dollar drag the yen to stall in a particular place. But for foreign currencies like Euro and GBP, they are very clear on their positions. We're seeing a very weak Euro at this moment. So we're most likely preferring a Euro sell compared to a GBP sell when we are pairing them with either the yen or the dollar. So at this point, I'll be looking out for a sell-off on Euro against the yen. I'm also looking for a sell-off of GBP against the yen. Whichever one plays out, I'll still weigh the both of them to see which is stronger for the day and then take my position in light of what I've analyzed so far. Okay. So, we're going to be wrapping up the market color at this point. So I'll take a few questions or a few comments before we call it a day. G Crown says, I think the breaker block is where it will sell from. Okay, I think you're referring to gold. Yeah, I also think the same thing. Whichever place it gets to, we would take the trade from that direction to the downside. Okay, so I don't think there's any other comment that's okay. What of USD JPY? Okay, let's just take a brief look at USD JPY. All right, now, like I said earlier, we're looking at USD JPY now. So, like I said earlier, USD JPY looks to be stalling. Sorry. USDJPY looks to be stalling, just like you're seeing what's going on in the yen basket rather. It's stalling and it's not moving in a very clear and obvious direction at this moment, because that bullish momentum that we saw on the US dollar a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago looks to be resting or catching its breath, let's put it that way, so that it may gather momentum to now continue in the correct direction, which is to the upside. So we might see some retracement on the dollar. However, at this point, we're seeing a strong dollar. We're also seeing a strong yen. So I don't think it's best, and I would not advise anyone to take two strong currencies paired against each other in any direction. Okay, so we're seeing a strong dollar, and we're seeing a strong yen at this point. You see GBP JPY is selling, Euro JPY is selling. If you look out for AUD and NZD JPY, you see them doing the same thing. So we're seeing a strong yen. We're also seeing, as at last week, GBP USD, Euro USD, and all the other dollar-related trends, they closed with a stronger dollar last week. So we're seeing a strong dollar, we're seeing a strong yen. Hence the reason why USD JPY is not decisive at this moment. Unless we now see new fundamentals are going to support one against the other, then we'll start seeing clear direction again on USD JPY. So for now, I'll advise you to just stay off USD JPY and trade other foreign currencies that have clearer directions other than USD JPY. So for USD JPY, I expect it to continue to just range a little bit, and then later on it's going to give clear direction. We use our value flow models to gauge all this to be able to give out valuable insights like this. So based off our value flow models, we're seeing a strong dollar, we're seeing a strong yen. Now we had USD JPY moving smoothly, flowing smoothly some couple of days ago, and then we saw GBP JPY and Euro JPY ranging. But now we're seeing USD JPY ranging, and those other guys that were ranging before, they are now moving smoothly. Okay, and this is the conclusion that we're coming to, that USD JPY may range for a while the others, GBP JPY and Euro JPY trends during this period. And later on, when we start seeing new policies that don't support one against the other, we'll see all of them moving smoothly. Okay, so I hope those who are asking for USD JPY analysis have been able to get something from all I've said so far. Okay, if you really understood what I said and it made sense to you, kindly leave a comment in the chat box so that I'll get a confirmation that I'm making sense. All right, so while we do that, for those in the city of Abuja and its environs, remember the FX Bootcamp live class will be coming up this week from Wednesday to Friday, 27th to 29th of November 2024. So make sure that you are available. For the FX Bootcamp students, if you are within the city of Abuja, send us a comment, send us a chat, and we're going to make slots available for you. And if you're not an FX Bootcamp student, then you're missing a lot. You should take advantage of this training, especially if you're within the city of Abuja. For some people who are asking, there are online options that are made available. So if you will not be able to attend it physically, but you can attend virtually, please send a message and we're going to get you enrolled for the training. Okay, thank you very much everyone who made it to this live market call. Thank you, Petra. Thank you, Sheung. Thank you, Noni Media. All the other people, thank you very much. I'm thanking these ones because they typed their own thank you. So thank you. I'll see you all by 2 p.m. Nigerian time for the New York market call. Until then, wish you good luck and good trading. Cheers and God bless, guys.
Abuja, you asked for it, now you're going to get it. Are you looking for a reputable Forex academy in the city of Abuja, where you learn how to trade and also earn from financial markets? Look no further. Value Flow Trading has you covered.
Okay, my name is David Iloba. I'm joining from Abuja. I'm happy for this experience. I've learned a lot. I've been trying to understand Forex, but at least I have a better understanding of it after this class.
Before now, I traded for a while. Coming here, I had to unlearn and relearn.
This is my first time attending this class. I don't regret applying for this class at all. I've learned a lot, particularly the psychology of money. Our tutors has been really amazing. They ensure that everyone is carried along. Commend them for that.
Haven't you heard all this? Nothing should stop you from enrolling for the FX Bootcamp happening in the city of Abuja, where we are determined to help you get started in trading. And if you're already on that journey, we are determined to help you improve on your trading journey and get you to the place of profitability within a considerable time. This training is scheduled to hold from the 27th to 29th of November 2024, and this time around we'll be working with a select few number of people. If you want to be part of these people, do well to sign up now. Now, click the link below or send us a DM to sign up now. See you in class.